There was a big hoo-ha a few years ago when Kerry coach Paddy O'Shea called Kerry fans the worst kind of feckin' animals, but I've been living here in West Cork for years and we weren't that surprised at all. A lot of Kerry fans would lose the plot when Cork would beat them and end up in the wild. We'd see a fair few of them come over the border here into the rebel county and we'd do our best to try and look after them and bring them back to help, but there's only so much you can do, like. I captured my first Kerry animal a few years ago when football started really going downhill in the kingdom. Fouling and diving and all this kind of carry on. Some of them can be quite dangerous, so you have to be careful if you come upon them, especially if they see the red and white, the blood and bandage, like, they go mad. You have to cover your face or they go for your eyes, like, fierce dirty county. We saw one fella a few weeks ago below in Beara in West Cork and he was just too wild, very rough altogether. You couldn't do anything for some of them. Sure, Kerry would be beaten weeks previous, but they'd all be shouting up the kingdom and all this sort of thing. They can't understand how Cork would beat Kerry by so much. They find it very difficult to take. If Cork beat Kerry in an All-Ireland final, I think their fans would take it very, very, very badly. A lot of them would probably go back to their natural environment, mountains and forests and bogs, so Cork farmers will end up with a lot of them in their fields. Farmers like us could have fierce problems, This fella now I have since early July. I found him out wandering a few hours after Kerry were beaten by Cork in the Munster semi-final. He was in an awful state when I found him first, but he's coming around now. I've put a lot of work into him, like 'tis tough going. You can train them a little bit as well, but they prefer being on all fours. We do a few sessions with them, so maybe one day he'll stand up on his hind legs by himself. You would have to be fierce careful transporting them as well. They'd be more difficult than cattle, a lot wilder, more devious. They're cute horses as well at the same time, and you have to exercise them regularly, wear them down a bit, like, or they'd be fierce trouble. A friend of mine has a motorbike which is handy for moving them round from barn out to the field and so on, like, and it gets them up on their hind legs as well and off the ground. Every now and then you'd have a bit of crack with them, especially after Cork are beating Kerry, but as long as Cork are beating the shite out of Kerry in football, I suppose they'll probably all end up like this. In one way you would kind of feel sorry for them, but to be honest, as a Corkman here in the People's Republic, it's hard not to enjoy it at the same time.